Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
It's time for Angels Spring Training Baseball this afternoon from Tempe Diablo Stadium. The Angels get set to take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. We take you inside Tempe Diablo Stadium, where these two teams will match up for the second time in the last 3 days. They were in action Tuesday at Salt River Fields. Well, the Angels have played 9 games so far this spring, have a record of 3 wins, 5 losses, had that 13-13 tie yesterday against the Dodgers, and maybe it's report card time after a little over a week of the Cactus League for the Halos.
Terry, I know you are a good teacher. You like your grades. You like to evaluate. So why not? Let's go over this. So first of all we've got to grade the guys that are supposed to give the Angels the bulk of that production with an A. And why not? Because Cole Calhoun, Mike Trout, and Albert Pujols are, first of all, healthy. They are on the field, and they are producing. From Calhoun, I think we know Rojo's going to provide you the opportunity to be sometimes a table setter, sometimes protecting Albert Pujols. But I think we're seeing also a Pujols that's healthy. There's no doubt he was going to be on the field. There it is. He produced very nicely yesterday. And Mike Trout just continues to be the same guy, Mike Trout. If you want to see him run, all you got to do is see that he said it. I want to steal more bases. I want to play better defense. Yes, he did not make an error last year. First ball hit to him this year makes an outstanding play. Gets at first base, gets an aggressive lead, and goes out and steals second base. Actually, trying to steal third a little bit more too, but also it's good to see, Terry, the explosive bat, the ability to work counts, putting the ball in play, and producing. Mike Trout, like Calhoun, sometimes is also the best table setter for the guys following him. And, of course, good to see that smile always flashing here during the baseball game.
All right, let's talk about some of the offseason additions to the Angels. One who has been shining so far is Daniel Nava. Already 8 hits, 5 RBIs for the Angels. We'll see him today in the 2-hole.
It's been nice to see Nava, first of all, healthy. That thumb injury that affected him last year on his left hand is non-existent now. He is able, as he told me this morning, to wait on the baseball, not be jumpy. But we've seen a guy that, from both sides of the plate, Terry, has been driving the ball, works his counts, staying within himself in his approach, and a short swing to the ball provides a line drive stroke for every part of the field. And also on the defensive side, very strong with that glove side. He's able to come in nicely, get some nice read, and jumps and sounds off the bat and go over towards that left field pole and cover a lot of ground. But beyond Nava, and the fact that he knows he's competing for playing time and at bats with Gentry, who's done a fine job providing speed, providing defense, and putting the ball in play. We got Yunel Escobar, who shows a little flash. Love the way he plays at the top of that lineup and the way he plays third base. And Andrelton Simmons, even though got off to a slow start, he is now 3 for his last 6 at-bats.
Let's talk about the Angels starting rotation. We'll see Andrew Heaney go for the first time this spring. The numbers are usually a little bit higher for starting pitchers, especially in spring training in Arizona.
They are. It's a tough place to pitch, and the Angels right now are just happy the guys are able to get their working. Minus a couple of guys that we're going to hear from Mike Scioscia a little bit later. But we're seeing guys implementing their pitches in their arsenal very quickly, trying to pick up the speed. This new philosophy now from new pitching coach Charles Nagy. But, the Angels starters know they have the opportunity with better offense to go out there and give the team a chance to win more ball games.
Well, Mike Scioscia thinking about the Angels rotation. A couple of starters haven't pitched yet for the Angels in Cactus League play. Skaggs and Wilson. Mike Scioscia gives us an update on both.
Skaggsy and CJ are close to getting off the mound. Skaggs is off the mound. He's going to throw to hitters here this week. And then and CJ will be close to getting on the mound this weekend. So those guys are at least making some steps forward.
That's Angels manager Mike Scioscia. Andrew Heaney, as I mentioned, will get the start for the Angels today. A little bit behind maybe some of the other starters, but not too far behind.
Not too far. He says he's ready to go out there and get his work and get a nice sweat out there, and he's ready to throw pretty much every single pitch. This guy, when he came up, was a better pitcher in the regular season than he was a year ago here in spring training.
So it's the Angels and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Andrew Heaney, Shelby Miller, the pitching matchup today here at Tempe. We get back, we'll have the starting lineups and the start of today's game. It's coming up next on Fox Sports West.
Well, it is Arizona. It is beautiful. And also, it's time for baseball here from Tempe Diablo Stadium. And so glad you could join us. We welcome our audience, of course, on AM 830 on Fox Sports West and also Fox Sports Arizona. It is the Angels against the local favorites, of course, the Arizona Diamondbacks. And for the lineup, for the D-backs, managed by Chip Hale, the second year. Nick Ahmed, a wonderful shortstop, is leading off. Phil Gosselin will bat second. He is at second base. Brandon Drury is batting third at third base. David Peralta is in right field batting fourth. Ricky Weeks, having a solid spring on his comeback trail, is batting fifth in left field. Peter O'Brien is the D-backs designated hitter, batting sixth. Jason Bourgeois is in center field, batting seventh. Joaquin Arias is at first base. He's batting eighth. And the catcher batting ninth is Tuffy Goswish. On the mound for the Diamondbacks is Shelby Miller. As the Angels take the field, their starting lineup is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it. Yunel Escobar leads off for the Angels. The third baseman batting second is Daniel Nava in left field. Mike Trout is in center batting third. Albert Pujols swinging the bat well, as is the rest of the team pretty much here in the middle. DH is Pujols. Cole Calhoun Rojo is batting fifth in right field. CJ Cron with a lot of Cron family here today. In fact, we'll talk about it during the game. CJ Cron batting sixth at first base. Andrelton Simmons swinging the bat better is in shortstop batting seventh. Carlos Perez is the Angels catcher batting eighth. And Johnny Giovatella will bat ninth for the Angels. He's at second base. And on the mound, making his spring debut for the Angels is lefty Andrew Heaney, who gave the Angels a lot of hope last year in the regular season. Really stepped up, and of course he was backed out earlier because of the flu symptoms that he had that pushed him back a little bit more. But Terry, he is set to go. He passed every test, and Mike Scioscia says, go out there and pitch your game.
Well, he is just about ready to start pitching as he's wrapping up his warm-up tosses with his battery mate today, Carlos Perez. The umpires, Chris Guccione, will be calling balls and strikes, and on the bases we'll have Brian Gorman, Jim Wolf, and Rob Drake. Dimensions at Tempe Diablo Stadium, it's 340 down the left field side, 360 down the right field side, 420 to dead center, and in the power alleys in left center and right center, it goes 400 feet. We have bright sunshine and a nice crowd on hand as the Angels and Diamondbacks will square off for the second time in the last 3 days. And this is the final meeting of the Cactus League for these two teams. Yes, Jose, the only chance we might see them would be in the World Series if that were to pan out for the two clubs. They will not face each other during the regular season.
Terry, talk World Series this early. You're in.
It's always good to be optimistic.
You didn't let me finish.
All right.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's what we hope for, everybody.
Nick Ahmed will lead things off, and the first pitch, that one is a little bit outside from Andrew Heaney. We're underway, and the count, 1 ball, no strikes.
Sure, how many people were talking Mets World Series at this point last year?
That's right.
Huh?
Not too many.
There we go. But they did.
Here's the next delivery, and that one misses a little bit low, so it's 2 balls and no strikes. Heaney, fastball, good slider, cutter. He'll throw a curveball, change up, 24-year-old left-hander. He's ready, and here comes the next pitch, and that's in there for a called strike. 81 degrees with bright sunshine today here in Tempe. Nick Ahmed, who's leading it off, hit just .226 last year with the D-backs. Had 9 home runs. And the next delivery cuts at that one and fouls it back to our right, back upstairs and out of play. So 2-2.
Nick Ahmed is a wonderful glove man. And as the season progressed, they saw some things that perhaps they liked. And one of them was, and knowing Dave Magadan so well, their new hitting coach, is shorten up on that stride. You know, he has a tendency sometimes to really fly open a little bit closer now, and a longer stride led to a longer swing.
Here's the next pitch. Liner right at the Angels shortstop, and Andrelton Simmons will put that one away, and that's the first out.
Good contact, good at bat all the way around. So Heaney's got the first one out of the way, and he had it hit right to the perfect guy.
Gosselin will be the next batter. right-handed hitter. And this lineup here for the Diamondbacks, dominated by right-handed batters. Here's the pitch, and that one a little bit high and away. First pitch fastball. It's like the only left-handed hitter in their lineup is David Peralta, the cleanup man. Here's the next pitch. That's fouled off to our right, back behind the plate now to play. Well, when these two teams met at Salt River Fields at Talking Stick just a couple days ago on Tuesday, we didn't see Paul Goldschmidt in that one, and not going to see him today, unfortunately.
I was looking forward to seeing him. One of the best in the game.
There's one to tie it away. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Heaney fastball, changeup. He'll run the two-seamer. He'll cut the fastball in occasionally, but he's got that wipeout slider to the back foot of the right-handed batters.
There's a pitch that's high, so Heaney trying to find himself out there, getting behind the first couple of batters. It's 3 balls and a strike, 1 out, nobody on, just underway. Angels and Diamondbacks. 3-1 pitch. Fouled off on the right side, out of play.
He needs all about free and easy, and having some conversations with him here in camp and watching some of the bullpens, it's all about that. Get a nice flow going. Nothing is really forced. He's improving on his direction towards the plate, working more on the first base side of the rubber.
Here's the next delivery, and that's a line down the right side, just foul. Low liner, just a few feet foul on the right side.
Heaney also experiencing sometimes by just holding the fastball a little bit differently and letting it flow a little bit slower. It might look like a changeup sometimes, but it's just a different held BP fastball.
Here's the payoff pitch. It's skied in the air to left field. Daniel Nava is battling the sun a little bit. Under, he'll put it away. Routine play. That's the second out. Brandon Drury will be the next batter.
Andrew Heaney arriving to the Angels via the Dodgers for Howie Kendrick. And went into last season as the Angels' #1 prospect. Terry, we did not see that on display here in spring training, but he was a different monster once the regular season began. He was fun to watch, and he was fun to play behind.
There's one that's lined into left field, and that's going to roll on out to Nava. And that's a 2-out hit for Drury, who's having a good spring for the Diamondbacks. He's had 8 hits in 17 times up. 2-out single here, the first hit in the ball game, and David Peralta will be the next batter. Yeah, Andrew Heaney struggled in the Cactus League last spring, and then he did. He faced the Dodgers, didn't he, in the exhibition Freeway Series? Pitched better in that ball game.
We call him throwing 6 zeros out there.
Right. And then he was promoted to the Angels, speaking of Heaney, back in late June last year, and ended up 6-4 record. Solid ERA, 3.49 in 18 starts. Here's the lefty's next pitch, facing the left-handed hitting Peralta. That's inside. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
It's one of those starts where I recall where nobody knew he was pitching that day until the very last minute. He had been hovering around town. Nobody knew about it.
Counts 1-0. And the next pitch. Peralta thought about chasing that one. Tried to hold up. It's in there. Peralta, 300 hitter a year ago. Been somewhat quiet so far this spring. 3 for 12. He's yet to drive in any runs. He drove in 78 last season. Here's the next pitch, and that's low, so didn't miss by much. Chris Guccione is calling balls and strikes in this ball game. Here's the next delivery from Heaney, and late with the swing is Peralta. He fouls that one back.
Terry, give me something on Chris Guccione and his book, and let's see if we can prove it right today. Or if you may have to change some things around.
Yeah, we'll see if he has registered in the book from over the years. He's known as a strike caller. He's a pitcher's umpire.
He's going to spread the zone. That's one thing for sure.
Yep.
Be ready to protect with 2 strikes.
Little lob toss over to first base, and back to the bag goes. Back that throw over to C.J. Crone, who has some family here today.
C.J.'s father is here, who is part of the D-backs organization. So is his brother, Kevin Crone.
Here's the pitch, and that's low. Breaking for second and getting there without a throw will be Drury. So Perez was able to block that one, but it landed up in front of him. He had to scoop it up and wisely held on to the baseball.
It's good to see a team like the D-backs, who produces so many runs, and they were among the tops of baseball, anticipate. Good secondary lead at first base by Drury, and I always see the feisty manager they have, always energetic, Chip Hale, taking notes on things that, of course, he can remember for the regular season. That's a good read.
And the next delivery, and that one is ball 4. So Heaney got the first two, but the next two have reached base safely, so he'll face Ricky Weeks. So runners on at first and second. Today, Ricky Weeks being referred to on the public address system as Ricky Weeks Jr.
Nice. It's a new player, new career. Off to a nice start here in camp. 5 for 12 for the veteran.
There's the pitch, and that one is high. A snap throw to first, and that one kind of was low. It handcuffed Crone. They are going to send the runners, and now breaking from the plate all the way from second, and being out at home plate is Drury. Chris Guccione took a very long time there to see, and apparently the lead runner Drury missed the bag, and then he tried to come back and get it, and that's why the umpire wasn't giving any signal until the second try. So out at the plate is Drury, an odd ending to the inning, and no scoring here in the top of the first. Bottom of the first inning is coming up. There's no score on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. So we move to the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless here at the Big A. Boy, that was an unusual ending to the top of the first, wasn't it?
It sure was, Terry. We'll talk about it a little bit here, but boy, the appeal. Not present there, of course, but good job by Guccione, just letting Carlos Perez know. Go out there and tag him.
Here's the first pitch on Escobar, and he lifts a high fly ball to Bourgeois, the center fielder, and he had him played just right. Got under that one just a bit. Sounded good when it came off the bat, but a routine play.
So here's what we saw. To me, is a forced play at first base when the catcher's thrown behind the runner. If it's not there, you got to hold it. And after that, of course, you got to worry about another thing is for the first baseman to go get the baseball and eventually make the throw in. And what Guccione is saying pretty much is that the hand was up and never got the play. Carlos stuck with it, apply the tag, and that was it.
And here in exhibition play, there's no challenges, no instant replay utilized for the spring training games. That one is in there for a called strike. Daniel Nava has been a very hot hitter for the Angels so far this spring as the batter. 8 for 13 with 5 runs batted in. Nava's hitting .615. And here's the pitch. That is a called strike on him. And the count 0-2. Nava hit only 194 last year, spending time with Tampa Bay and Boston. 0-2 pitch, way high and outside. Mike Trout waiting on deck. Mentioned Miller earlier, slow worker. He's taking time right now. And now he's set, and the 1-2. That's low and inside.
It is more like a Nava typical at bat right here throughout his career. Around 4 pitches per plate appearance.
So Miller is ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's lifted in the air into left center field. Bourgeois is going after it. So is the left fielder, and it's dropped by Ricky Weeks. Ball popped out of his glove. Nava hustles in his second and gets there before the throw. That should be a 2-base error on the left fielder. That ball was in and out of his glove.
That's a no-doubter when it comes down to an error. Total miss there by Ricky Weeks Jr. Missed it out on that one. The best thing you want to see is that batter did not give up. Start jogging towards first base and stayed at first base. Good job by Nava sliding in safely at second.
They're scoring that a double. Saying that he lost it in the sun.
That right there is an error.
I hear you. I mean, it's sunny, but other guys are catching the ball. Angels will take it either way, and here's Trout, and that's a pitch that gets away from the catcher, Tuffy Gosawish, and that ball is going to end up bouncing into the dugout area for the D-backs. So moving on to third base will be Nava. And now the home plate umpire is shaken up a little bit, Chris Guccione.
That was pretty scary right there on a cross-up with the signs. Tuffy Gosawish, the catcher, looking for something obviously not in the area, or different spin, different pitch, different velocity.
So the home plate umpire is being attended to, and hopefully things will improve here for Chris Guccione. We've said his name a lot here in the first inning.
Got him on the left side of his mask. Fortunately, it didn't hit him flush right in the face, but nonetheless shaken up as Gosawish was looking for a breaking ball. Threw a fastball right by him. Up and in.
Chris Guccione assuring his other umpire partners he's okay, so he will continue behind the plate. Counts 1 ball, no strikes on Mike Trout.
There's a scenario where all you got to do is go out there and play pepper. Put the ball in play. There's a run for you.
Infield is back, so they'll give up the run and the pitch, and that one on Trout takes it high and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Trout's having a good spring, 6 for 10, and seems like every at bat he's had so far in the Cactus League, he's hit the ball right on the screws. Here's the pitch. Inside. 3-0 the count.
There was a breaking ball where Miller threw it way too hard and actually backed up. Trout did a good job tracking it, which was something we've seen here very early with him. As part of his plan is to see the ball and track it as much as he can.
Albert Pujols waiting on deck for the Angels, and the pitch that's fouled back behind the plate.
And Trout has admitted in some of our conversations sometimes he gets away from that during the regular season when he's too focused on results. The front foot doesn't get down on time. Thus, he's not tracking the baseball. So tracking the baseball becomes almost like a slow down the game element for Mike.
So Trout, who was swinging on that 3-0 as the count now 3-1. And here's the next one. Grounded sharply through the left side. That's an RBI hit. Trout has come through again. Angels have a 1-0 lead.
Well, that makes Trout 7 for 11. And once again, another ball. He absolutely hits right on the screws.
Albert Pujols is the next batter.
Oh, that short path to the baseball that so many hitting coaches talk about. Easy to talk about, easy to show, but not easy for any player to make that adjustment, especially at the big league level.
We'll see if Trout might be on the move here against Shelby Miller. Slow worker. Runner not going. Albert rips one foul down the left side. Boy, that had pretty much home run distance on it, but a foul ball down that left field corner.
Yeah, the distance. Had the sound too. Albert backtracking, he says. Dialing everything back a little bit since yesterday. Base hit up the middle against Casimir in the first inning, then hit the ball the other way twice. Hard.
He had a couple hits, couple of RBIs in the Angels' 13-13 tie here against the Dodgers. There's one low and away. So the count even, it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Miller pitched in a ball game 5 days ago against the Dodgers, and in his first spring appearance, 5 hits, 2 runs in 2 innings. There goes Trout. Pitch is low. Throw to second's way wide. It gets away. Trout now is going to break for third base. He's going to get there without a throw. It's fun to watch Trout when he's aggressive on the bases, and he ends up at third base, the stolen base, and then figures to be an error on that one, I guess. It'll be on the catcher.
Always fun to watch. When he gets going, man, he gets a crowd excited, especially here at home. And he forces the issue, which is something Mike Scioscia needs more of, and he presents Albert Pujols with a great opportunity here for a run.
So they brought the infield in a bit. Fly ball deep enough to the outfield means another run. Angels up 1-0, batting here in the bottom of the first. Here's Miller's pitch. That's outside. It's funny, just about every game that Trout has played in so far here in the Cactus League, and for Mike Trout, this is his 6th game. He usually has that uniform dirty in the first inning.
Yes, he does.
That's because he's getting on base. It seems like every game he plays in the first inning, and he has a healthy leadoff third. Next one on Albert, popped up infield, easy play, although we've seen some sun issues already. It's the shortstop Ahmed who comes in a few feet on the grass to make the catch. That is not what Pujols was hoping for there. That's the second out.
There's a difference in pass to the baseball, and Pujols tried to do way too much on that one. But let's give a little credit too to the guy on the mound, Shelby Miller, who put enough of a little cut fastball on that one for Pujols to get under it. Oh, that simplicity, Terry, of plain pepper. There it was.
So the Angels need a 2-out hit from Cole Calhoun. He's also having a nice spring for the Angels, hitting over 500. First pitch, lifts it high in the air in the center field. Bourgeois will have a routine play on it. He's under, he'll squeeze it, and the inning is over. So Trout doesn't score. The Angels have to settle for 1 run on a couple of hits here in the bottom of the first. Second inning is coming up. Angels have a 1-0 lead on the Arizona Diamondbacks on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. So we go to the second inning. Ricky Weeks, who was at the plate when Drury ended up being out at the plate on that controversial call. Weeks will get ready to bat again, and he swings at the first one, fouls it off. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. Terry Smith, Jose Moden, our producer engineer Darren Chan with you from Tempe, and the next pitch that's fouled off on the right side. Also want to say hi to fans watching on Fox Sports Arizona. This game being televised locally here, and they're picking up our broadcast on the Angels Baseball Radio Network.
As we say, this is our second home. Many times here in spring training, of course, we say how welcome we feel every time we come here for spring training.
Yeah, there's a good breaking pitch that's cut on and missed, and Weeks is a strikeout victim. There's one away.
Also, Andrew Heaney getting a lot of help in that first inning with that last play of the game. A lot of pitches out over the play. He's just getting his feet wet. But the good thing is there's the outspeed to get Ricky Weeks way ahead and have that separation with a fastball in the spinner. He's at 23 pitches right now.
Peter O'Brien is the batter. Big right-handed hitter, and he cuts it that one, fouls that one off on the right side.
Heaney was terrific. Once he got called up for the Angels late June 24th, he allowed 2 or fewer runs in 13 of 18 starts.
Very consistent, and last season was really his first extensive major league action. A little over 100 innings in the big leagues, by far the most he'd ever pitched at the major league level in one season. That's fouled back by O'Brien, and the count jumps to 0-2.
You know, and thanks to Mike Butcher, now the pitching coach of the Arizona Diamondbacks, he said he became more of a fan of video over with the Marlins organization. So he didn't spend a lot of time watching video on his delivery, performance, even bullpens, attacking hitters, zone, which patterns he fell into. But last season, here with the Angels organization, really did a good job learning more about himself watching video.
2-strike pitch. That one is bounced foul over on the third base side. Matt Williams is the third base coach for the D-backs.
How about that? 3 former managers we've seen here in the spring coaching third base.
Yep.
Recent. Ron Washington, Ron Renicky, now Matt Williams.
Here's the next pitch, and there's a little flare into right field. That one's going to fall in for a base hit. So that's a 1-out single for O'Brien.
That's a nice linear right there by O'Brien, staying inside that ball. Did a good job finishing off that swing, getting some good backspin on it.
Bourgeois will bat. He was with the Reds last season and hit .240 for Cincinnati. He's 34 years old. He's a guy who has moved around quite a bit in his baseball career and trying to win a spot here with Arizona this spring. Right-handed batter. Little guy, about 5'9", takes that one for a ball. Bourgeois has played for the White Sox, the Brewers, the Astros, the Royals, the Rays. Mentioned the Reds. He was with them the last couple of years and now trying to stick with the D-backs after signing a minor league deal during the offseason. 1-0. Hopped foul on the right side. That's backing out of play. 81 degrees. Very pleasant afternoon for baseball. Angels will be at Camelback Ranch to take on the Dodgers tomorrow. Then we'll have 4 straight games back here in Tempe beginning on Saturday. Here's the next pitch. That's outside.
How did Heaney do in terms of ground ball double plays last year? He induced into 10 ground ball double plays in his 18 starts. 105 2/3 innings.
Here's the next pitch. Lifted foul right side. That's going to get back and out of play. Andrew Heaney, a former first-round pick of the Marlins. That was back in 2012. He was the 9th player selected in that draft, 9th overall. And then the Angels ended up getting him from the Dodgers. He was in the Dodgers organization for what, a handful of hours at most.
Just for paperwork.
Here's a bouncing ball, hit the short, the flip by Simmons to second, and then the relay to first. It's high.
Wow,
and
Johnny.
boy, there was a wipeout slide there at second base by O'Brien on Giavotella.
More than the wipeout, I like the fact that Johnny took a chance on that one. Wow. He had no idea where that ball was going. You go in hard, if you can reach that bag, it doesn't matter where that middle infielder is. But I can't believe Giavotella even attempted to make that throw after reaching and Anderson Simmons giving him the ball pretty much right out of his glove. That was a little BP type of play right there, Terry.
So that's a 6-4 fielder's choice. 2 outs in the inning. Bourgeois will draw some attention over there at first base. He draws a throw and he gets back to the bag. Joaquin Arias is the next batter. He's playing first base for them. One nothing Angels in the second. Again, a throw over there, and Bourgeois gets back. He had 3 stolen bases last year with the Reds.
And Heaney only allowed 3 stolen bases last year. That's it. Does a good job. Nothing real tricky. But just has a good idea as to when to hold the ball and when to go out there and mix a move here and there.
Here's the next pitch. That's high.
Did not have a pickoff last year. But as you can see, very deliberate. It could be a little deceiving sometimes if you haven't seen him enough at first base, because he kind of floats sometimes. You might be thinking, here comes a move to first, and he glides right into home plate.
Next pitch, wave and a miss. So it's 1-1 when the Angels bat in the bottom of the second, leading 1-0. And it'll be C.J. Cron and Drolton Simmons and Carlos Perez. Around the infield, the Angels have Cron playing first, Giavotella at second, Escobar at third. Simmons is the shortstop. Heaney again will toss over to first base, so He's paying attention with 2 outs here on the base runner Bourgeois. The Angels outfield, Nava is the left fielder with Trout in center and Calhoun in right. Carlos Perez catching. Albert Pujols DHing, and 24-year-old lefty Andrew Heaney making his first start here in the Cactus League. 1-1. Cut and a miss.
So here's something new from Andrew Heaney as he mixes up his moves towards first base and towards home plate. Just a slight little leg kick. Almost look like a slide step. Just to show something different to those runners who took notes on him last season. With a short kick there towards the plate.
Next pitch, that's fouled back to our right, backing out of play. Infield is back except for the first baseman C.J. Cron. He's been holding the bag, and Heaney just bluffed Bourgeois when diving back to the bag. He thought Heaney was going to throw over there.
Until we know his pitch count has gotten up there very quickly. And he's well past 30.
And he's made a lot of throws over to first base here with Bourgeois over there. Gosa Wish would be up next, the catcher, 9-hole hitter. Heaney is set. Next pitch. Fouled off, so the battle continues here. Hanging tough is the hitter Joaquin Arias.
Mike Such is looking both at the runner before he looks at Carlos as he flashes the signs that have nothing to do with the pitch, but just in trying to control the running game. And you can see Mike intently just, first of all, watching the runner.
And there goes the runner. The next pitch popped in the air in his shallow right field, coming in and making the catch on it. And the shallow right center is Cole Calhoun. That's how the inning went. Diamondbacks fail to score here in the top of the second. We are headed to the bottom of the second. It's a 1-0 Angels lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. One to nothing Angels as we begin the bottom of the second inning. Score update. It's brought to you by Experian. Get serious about your credit by visiting Experian.com. So here's C.J. Cron. And he is getting ready to bat for the first time. Cron 4 for 15 so far this spring. Couple of runs batted in. Right-hander against right-hander. Miller's pitch. That's low and away for ball, 1-0. CJ has his dad here, Chris Crone, and his brother is an infielder in the Arizona system. His name is Kevin, and he made the trip here today. He might play sometime during the course of the ball game. We'll see. He's one of the players from their minor league camp that's traveled here to possibly play for the D-backs against the Angels.
Chris Crone is a minor league hitting instructor for the D-backs. And Chris Crone himself, a former Angel.
Right.
First baseman.
Here's the 1-1, and CJ pops it up on the right side, chasing after a lot of people, and it's going to be caught by Gosselin, the second baseman, in very shallow right center. They had to shift on there, and he was on the left side of the infield and to make that catch in shallow right center.
Well, the shift was on, and second baseman had a long ways to cover. And did a great job getting out there, since Arias himself is not a natural first baseman. And where right fielder Peralta's playing, good awareness for where his teammates were there by Gosselin.
So here is Simmons set to bat. Angels shortstop waits the first pitch right in there for a called strike. Here's the next pitch, and he jams him. He pops that ball up right to the first baseman near the bag. Arias will make the grab on that one. So a couple of guys who were teammates last year with the Braves see that matchup end in an easy out near the first base bag.
The Angels news, in case you missed it earlier in the broadcast, Jared Weaver was sent out for a precautionary MRI on his neck today. And that's the news coming out of Angels camp. The weave is not set back much by whatever, if anything, is found here today with that MRI on his neck. He had a tough outing yesterday, no doubt about it. And as always, stepped up, faced the mic, and addressed his issues after the game yesterday against the Dodgers.
Weaver allowed 6 hits, 5 runs. They were earned in 2 2/3 innings. And I guess the reports we got after the game as far as his velocity, apparently fastball topped out at 81 yesterday. So,
and the Dodgers, as Mike Scioscia told us after the game, the Dodgers let him know that.
3 home runs. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's a shot up near the middle, but a nice stop by the shortstop, and Ahmed plays that one hopper near second to throw out Carlos Perez, and that'll end the inning.
He's a good one, Terry. There he is. Easy, smooth.
So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Shelby Miller, and after 2, it's 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Fans, don't forget, register your little angel for the 2016 Junior Angels Kids Club for only $18. Members receive 4 ticket vouchers, a Junior Angels lunch bag, and other exclusive gifts. You can sign up today at angels.com/Junior Angels. Well, there's a new pitcher for the Angels, and he is getting ready to make his first appearance this spring, and it's Angels closer Houston Street. So he replaces Andrew Heaney, who pitched for the first time in the Cactus League today. Heaney went 2 scoreless innings, gave up 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 1, and threw a wild pitch. So Street, who's been bothered by some calf tightness this spring, slowed down a little bit, gets ready to work here in this ball game, the Angels' 10th game this spring, and his first pitch on the catcher Tuffy Gosawish. It's a ball to count 1-0. Next delivery, high fly ball lifted into center field. Trout is backpedaling. He's under. He'll put it away, and there's one gone. Nick Ahmed, the leadoff man, will be the batter. Time now to check the Dodge Out of Town scoreboard here on this Thursday. It's brought to you by Dodge Challenger. An estimated 30 miles per gallon highway. This car was made for driving. Visit Dodge.com. And we do have a lot of games either over or late in the Grapefruit League. Couple of finals.
Terry, I just want you to be done with the 4-hour games, okay?
You got
That's
it.
enough. You said 3:44 yesterday?
It was, and it felt even longer than that, didn't it?
Felt like 5.
There's one that's low.
Good thing is the Angels didn't lose.
That's right. But, man, oh, man, a game that had 26 runs and 36 hits, and no one wins the game.
Here we are complaining. What the heck? Huh?
There's ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Now, it was fun to see Angels got that big hit from Baldachin in the bottom of the 9th inning and come back and at least tie it up in the 9th, and that was as far as we went. We didn't go a 10th inning yesterday. 2-0 pitch, and that's in there for a called strike. Tampa Bay beat Pittsburgh today in the Grapefruit League 5-1, and it was Minnesota beating Boston 8-2. Kurt Suzuki hit a home run in that game for the Twins. Next pitch, that's low and outside. The Phillies have a 5-4 lead in the 7th inning against Detroit. The story there, Michael Franco with a pair of home runs for Philadelphia. Their young third baseman, he's already hit 4 home runs this spring.
He's a stud.
Here's one lifted in the air. It's hit well to left field. Going back is Nava. He's out by the wall and smacks into the wall. Ball's off the wall as well. Nava gets up, picks it up. By the time he throws to third, it is late. And that is a ringing triple off the bat of Nick Ahmed. Boy, Nava appears to be okay out there in left field.
Well, for a time it looked like, first of all, the ball was going to leave the ballpark, but it did not. And then Nava had it tracked down all the way into that wall as he's running along the wall. And obviously the ball not able to be caught. Good job there by Nick Ahmed again. Put some good wood on the baseball. Nice and easy swing. 2 line drives off of his bat. 1 for 2.
So here is Goslin as the Angels have brought the infield in, trying to protect this 1-0 lead in the 3rd. And the pitch, that is ball 1. It's outside.
We have seen more attempts by Angels catchers thrown behind runners this spring than I can recall in any spring ever.
Other games in Florida in the Grapefruit League. 9th inning, Atlanta has a 4-2 lead against Miami. Jeff Francoeur trying to win a spot with the Braves with a home run in that one. Yankees split squad, and the Orioles are 4-4 in the 9th. And there's a pickoff toss over there at third base, and Ahmed is picked off. Wow.
Houston Street. It's a play that you have to sell, and it's almost like a lefty throwing to first base. If you hang just enough on a play that I'm not a big fan of because you're not going to use it much in a regular season, but you know what? It worked. He caught somebody sleeping. The veteran said, you know, let me work on this because we've done it here 20 times in spring training. Gets a big out.
And the next delivery, that is going to drop into left center field. So now that pickoff turns out to be huge. That's a base hit with 2 outs off the bat of Goslin.
Mike Scioscia, Terry's got to be feeling really good about that one. Yeah. He put that play on, and he works time and time again on making sure the guys understand that since you cannot do the first or third anymore, he works on them just going straight to third when there's a first and third situation.
I don't know when is the last time I've seen a pitcher pick off a runner at third base.
Ahmed's not feeling very good right now.
No.
I can tell you that.
Well, the only thing remotely positive about it, it comes in an exhibition game. So get it out of your system now, I guess.
Marked off the list. Gone.
Yeah. No balls, 1 strike to count on Drury, who has a single, and there's a pitch that is low, and quickly retrieving it is Perez. So Houston Street and a little bit off with his command here.
See, little jumpy Carlos Perez behind the plate. Diamondbacks do a good job getting leads, even if there's not going to be an attempt to run, thus improving their chances on moving on wild pitches, as we saw in the first inning. And they get very good secondary leads over there at first base.
2 outs, runner at first. 1-0 Angels in the third. Next pitch, that's a pitch that misses. Another snap throw, and just getting back to the bag goes Goslin as Perez rifled that one up to Crone.
Terry, as you would say, all right. Keep working at it. There's been a lot of throwing behind runners. Giovanni Soto's done it a whole lot. Carlos, of course, loves doing that.
Well, Arizona is a team, they like to run. They were second in baseball in stolen bases last year. Here's the next pitch, cut and a miss.
Terry, the Molina brothers' influence clearly seen here in camp. Jose Molina, now a member of the Angels minor league staff. Benji has been here as an invited coach.
And they were also invited on Moto Mondays.
They did. Man, they taught us some things on Moto Mondays I didn't know.
There's a pitch low. That skips between the legs of Carlos Perez, so he wasn't able to block that one. And moving up to second base will be Goslin.
There it goes again. Carlos is lifting his head more than I've seen him do in a long time, all because of that awareness that the first base runners have been showing. He knows clearly he's got to stay down on this, so the Molinas wouldn't be too proud of that one. Sorry, Carlos.
It will be a wild pitch. Jose, when's the last time you saw an inning where there's been a single, a triple, and a wild pitch and no one has scored?
That's a beauty. Spring training.
So 2 outs. They do have a runner in scoring position, though. The count's full, and Street's 3-2 pitch just missed. Walked him. So add a walk to what has happened for the D-backs. They've actually had their last 3 batters reach base safely with a triple, single, and walk, but they haven't scored.
Terry, last thought here on Motor Mondays. The Molina said, I asked each one of them, tell me about one of the funniest moments you've had on the field.
Right.
And both said, well, Jose said, well, I had a pitcher call me Benji more than 3 times on the mound.
That's a good one.
And Benji says, I had a guy call me Jose out there on the mound.
Here's a little fly ball to left center field. If Trout catches it, the inning will be over, and he'll make the grab. Routine play, and the Diamondbacks found a way not to score in that inning, despite a single, triple walk and a wild pitch. We are headed now to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Johnny Giavitello will start it off for the Angels. 9-hole hitter, then Escobar and Nava. Shelby Miller set for his 3rd inning. He's retired the last 5 in a row. And his first pitch, that is high and outside. Wrapping up the Grapefruit League in Florida. A couple of other games. Yankees split squad trailing Toronto 10-4 in the 9th. And the Mets have a 7-2 lead against the Cardinals in the 9th inning. Ruben Tejada with a home run in that one for New York.
Good to see Ruben back on the field.
Here's the 1-0, and that is a strike. You were telling me you've been getting some texts from a lot of players in the Grapefruit League that have checked out our games on the MLB Network this spring.
They're out there in
the clubhouse. They have it on.
They have it in the weight room, clubhouses.
Right.
Put a grade on us.
I hope we're grading out favorably, Jose.
We sure hope.
There's a pitch on the outside corner.
Well, it's good to see the love for the game many guys have, and following and scouting. There's a lot of scouting going on with these TV monitors all over the world and all over the country here in spring and beyond.
Well, we better not give away any Angel secrets then.
They're all out here, man.
Uh-oh.
Well, that means you're not doing homework.
1-2 pitch. That's drilled down the left field side. It's down in the left field corner. It drops just foul. A hop, and it hit the wall in foul territory. Let's pause for stations to identify themselves here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Terry Smith, Jose Mota, and our producer engineer is Darren Chan. We are here at Tempe Diablo Stadium, 1-0 Angels, bottom of the 3rd. Giavitello cuts at that one. He was jammed on the pitch, fouls it back to the screen. Fans, don't forget, if your computer is running slow, go to mycleanpc.com. Get a free computer diagnosis in minutes. You can activate MyCleanPC software to clean out the junk that may be slowing down your computer. Visit mycleanpc.com. So Miller, who is very deliberate out on the mound, comes in with the next pitch. It's lifted in the air in the right center field, and that will drop in for a base hit. Cutting the ball off is Peralta, breaking for second, Giavitello, and the throw is nowhere close. Johnny is safe at second base.
We just hope that Johnny is okay. A very awkward slide out there.
Yep.
His first base coach, Gary DiSarcina, going to go check up on him. He's getting his shin guard. That's all Johnny all the time, and that's why he became a fan favorite at the Big A. He knows who's going after the baseball. When you're going to be throwing in from the left side, as Peralta is, that ball's going to have a tail, and he was exactly on the money. That tailing action was wide.
Now, Peralta has a good arm. He's a former pitcher, but his momentum did not enable him to get off a whole lot on that throw there, second base, and it was a good read by Giavitello. Here's Escobar. And he's around the bunt and takes the first one high for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes.
Pretty good idea there by Yunel. Showing a different dimension and trying to get the runner over. Shelby Miller, what a story he was last year. Former Cardinal. He has pitched in 3 postseasons already in a young career. But he posted a 6-17 record. ERA, more than good, 3.02 ERA. He made his starts, 33 of them, completed 2 games. But Terry, no pitcher in baseball was below him in terms of run support. He's the only pitcher in baseball that got under 3 runs of support for the 9 innings he was on the mound. For every 9 innings. That is absolutely crazy. He started off the year actually 5-2. But finished 5-6-17. 6-17.
He led the National League in losses a year ago. Here's ball 2 on Escobar. It's 2 balls, no strikes.
At one point, he went through a stretch where he was 0-15. 0-15 stretch. That's been hard to do.
Yeah. There's a pickoff toss to second, and Giovatella's picked off. Wow. So we've seen a couple of pitchers, one on each side, pick off base runners here in the early going.
Absolutely great timing all the way around. Johnny quite aggressive out there with that lead at second base. And one shortstop aware where the runner was. Got him enough to lean and got him just in time playing catch. Good job.
So here's the next pitch, and there's a ground ball base hit right up the middle. Had Giovatella not been picked off, that might have been a run. So Escobar is on. He has a one-out hit, and Daniel Nava will be the batter.
We're going back to Miller between May 23rd and September 27th. He went 0-16. ERA 3.83 in 24 starts. 14 quality starts. And his run support in that stretch, Terry, was 1.57. That's what he was getting on the mound from the offensive side.
That is a hard luck pitcher right there.
That is nothing.
Yep. So Nava digs in. And the first pitch on him, ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Shelby Miller, lifetime, under 500 record, 32-35. But a solid career ERA, 3.22. And it was 3.02 last year, despite a 6-17 record. There's a toss over to first base. Escobar back. He's not much of a base stealing threat.
Came up through the great St. Louis Cardinals pitching system. As I mentioned earlier, too, young age, already 3 postseasons under his belt.
And there's a toss again, and diving back to the bag goes Escobar. Now that trade, only time will tell how that one plays out. Some people question the Diamondbacks deal for Miller because they gave up a very good young shortstop prospect, former first-round pick of the D-backs, Dansby Swanson. Ender and Ciarte was part of that deal. There's a pitch in there for a strike.
Terry, the premium being put on starting pitching right now is the way it should be. Look at the free agents and the money they got. I don't blame the D-backs. You got to get somebody like a Shelby Miller. You got to give up 2 guys. Really, that you have no idea where their future's going to pan out. Do it.
And Arizona is looking at 2016 to be a postseason club. So their future is now, I guess.
Ciarte is with a track record, but not Swanson, who obviously is now part of the Atlanta Braves. That's what they're thinking. Maybe at some point, if they keep Eric Aybar, Aybar will be more a second baseman for the Braves.
Pitcher Aaron Blair was also part of that deal, going from the D-backs to the Braves for Miller. Tosses again over to first base. Back to the bag goes Escobar.
To our left, the John Watson, Dave Stewart, Bob Gebhardt, all part of the D-backs baseball operations.
Part of their brain trust.
Who pulled the trigger. Not afraid.
Yeah. There goes Escobar. He was on the move on that 2-1 pitch. It's fouled off on the left side. So sure enough, Escobar was moving. They were paying close attention to him. Both teams have been aggressive so far, running the bases in the early going. It's 1-0 Angels. We're in the bottom of the third.
Not here, obviously, is Tony La Russa, who's the president of the whole operation for them on the baseball side, and who's done a great job just implementing philosophy, system, and mainly a winning mindset.
There's one foul back upstairs and out of play.
I think Tony La Russa knew a thing or two about a young Shelby Miller, too.
Yeah. Only 25 years old. Good size, 6'3", 225-pounder.
Dave Stewart, at one point, player agent. He pretty much said he'd given up on the idea of being a general manager. Became a player agent, got a couple stars, and then the phone came ringing again after what he called were so many frustrating interviews and going through the process of interviewing for general managers' jobs, and then the timing was right.
So Miller about ready to come in. Here's the next one, 2-2. That's low. That's going to get some action now down in the Diamondbacks bullpen.
It's also 9 pitches and 2 plate appearances. Make it 10 pitches now. Those 2 plate appearances for Daniel Nava.
Counts full, runner goes, payoff pitch. Nava fouls one off, so this battle will continue. Fans, keep up to date on all things Angels baseball by liking and following the Angels on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Find out how to follow your favorite Angels players at angels.com/connect.
How about the Angels Radio Social? Where's that happening?
Yes, on the Angels Baseball Radio Network, we will have a social media day on our radio broadcast once a month this season.
You know, there are a lot of people asking why you don't have a Twitter account, right?
Well, they'll be able to tweet us during the Angels social media game.
Tweet you.
That's fouled back and out of play. And
Terry, but I know it was a very popular day when you guys started that last season.
We were trending in Los Angeles for that.
So you even know what trending is.
I do. And I mean, when you consider Los Angeles, all the movie stars and things like that, we were trending that day on our broadcast.
Just think about it.
DC was busy that day. He was kind of in master control, kind of putting it all together for us.
All the movie stars and everything, and you could have been trending, Terry. Terry Smith. Hashtag and all.
I just like to know that the Angels Baseball Radio Network was trending that day, Jose. Again, the payoff pitch. Again, the runner goes, and again, it's fouled off.
I'll tell you what, that's already 43 pitches by Shelby Miller. And Tuffy Ghostwich goes out to the mound. Nava has cost him well over a quarter of his pitches here today.
Three and two, the count. This is a good old-fashioned matchup right here. Who's going to give first?
Gotta love this because there's number 27 waiting and saying, I've seen everything that I need to see thanks to Daniel Nava here.
Yeah. Full count, runner goes, ball 4. After all of that, it's a walk, and that's the first one of the day issued by Shelby Miller. He threw a lot of strikes in that at bat, but he ends up walking the batter.
As Joe Madden always told us, there are certain guys, Terry, that take balls and swing at strikes. That's Daniel Nava. That's how simple Joe Madden made it sound. Jose, this guy swings at strikes and lets balls be balls.
And that's what the story was in that at bat for sure. So here's Trout. He's already driven in the game's only run, and he has a chance to do some damage here with 1 out and 2 on. And before he gets set, he's going to pop out of the batter's box, recollect his thoughts. Now he's back in there. Now everyone is about ready, and the first pitch on Mike inside, ball 1.
They just try to get him off the plate. You see Mike wearing that protective brace there right above the elbow. He got hit quite a few times in that area a couple of years ago.
Miller's next pitch on Trout. That's low. 2-0.
Well, Miller's probably going, well, these last 2 guys, seems like their eyes are already in midseason form. It's going to bring in Mike Butcher, who's made that trek a lot, but from the other side.
That's right. The new Diamondbacks pitching coach, former Angel pitching coach. So they will discuss things out there on the mound.
Butch, you're down to 14 seconds. Here comes a sprint. Go Butch.
Albert Pujols is waiting on deck. So Trout taps the plate with the bat and awaits the next pitch. He's in a good spot in this count, 2-0, and here's the next one. He takes it for a strike.
Well located fastball running back in on Trout. He was ready to pull the trigger, but more middle away.
Shelby Miller gets the sign. A peek at second. 2-1 on Trout, and he chased that one. That pitch was low. He kind of got caught in between there, went after it, so now it's a 2-2 count.
Well, good for Miller is just he got him to commit. All predicated by the previous pitch, and stayed right in the same lane, and Trout was thinking, well, he's going to go out there and try to repeat inside. That's good pitching.
And I wonder how much longer Miller's going to go in this ball game. Their bullpen is active. 2-2 on Trout. Fouled back right to the screen behind home plate.
Miller's getting up there now, 49 pitches.
So you got to think he's kind of at the end of the rope here. Two and two on Mike Trout. Next pitch fouled back behind the plate. We have had a lot of balls fouled off against Miller in just this inning.
This last pitch was smart again. Little quick pitch, and that messed up Escobar at second base, and it also threw Trout and his timing off. Few tricks up their sleeve here today, we're finding out, Terry. So Heaney with a quick step towards home plate. See Miller with a little quick pitching, something hitters absolutely abhor.
Houston Street picking off a runner at third. 2-2, low, and now it's a full count. Trout hoping he gets something good here to drive it somewhere. 2 on base.
Protect away.
3-2 payoff. He taps that one foul.
I'm basing that on just the pattern I've seen here for Miller, and sometimes he breaking the pattern. Early in the count when he showed a couple things inside, and there's a purpose for it. To see if he can get Trout to roll on something. If I'm my Trout here, Terry, I'm sitting something slower.
Miller pitcher, good fastball, good curveball, solid changeup. The 3-2, it's popped in the air on the right side. This should be an easy play. Goslin, the second baseman, still on the dirt, will make the grab. Infield fly rule was in effect there, and that is the second out.
Even though it is spring training, you want to talk about pretty much setting a tone for what Miller would like to do in the regular season and what he did so well last year. That was it right there. Absolutely disrupted Mike Trout's rhythm during that whole at bat.
So here's Albert Pujols. I was checking to see whether Miller and Pujols were ever teammates in St. Louis, but Albert's first year with the Angels was Miller's first year with the Cardinals. So they were never teammates in the big leagues.
Spring training they were only. As Miller was coming up.
1 ball, no strikes. Goslin, the second baseman, playing pretty close to the bag there, trying to keep Escobar a little tighter. Here's the next one on Albert, and he pops one up foul behind the plate. That's going to get back and out of play.
Albert popped out in the first inning. A man at third base. Infield playing halfway. Swing got a little bit too big.
On the top of the inning, the Diamondbacks had a single, walk, triple, and wild pitch, but failed to score. And here in the bottom of the inning, the Angels have had a single, double, and a walk, and have failed to score. Next pitch, that's low. 2 balls and 1 strike on Albert Pujols.
Albert gesturing with a left hand after he took that pitch. Almost like a reminder of make him elevate that off speed.
Pujols is probably the last batter that Miller will face today. If he gets him, the inning is over. If he doesn't, they'll probably go to the pen. There's one line foul down the left side, and Albert cracked his bat. Got pretty good wood on it. Cost him his bat. Hit it a long way, but a foul ball.
Pass it down the line. That bat, before he hit it to Albert, that bat hit like 3 different sets of hands.
Someone in the Angels dugout got Albert's bat. The bat boys weren't exactly sure what they were going to do there, so no one really reacted. But Albert's got a bat he can use, and it's 2-2 on him. Here's Miller's pitch on Pujols. Chopped, but right to the shortstop. Ahmed will flip to second, and that's how the inning will end. A fielder's choice. So Shelby Miller pitches out of some trouble and gets 2 big outs against Trout and Pujols to wrap up the inning. The Angels fail to score. 3 in the books. 4th is coming up. 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. So the Angels have brought in Fernando Salas, and he is pitcher number 3 of the day. Houston Street pitched a scoreless inning, last inning in the top of the 3rd, giving up 2 hits. And he also walked the batter and threw a wild pitch, and now Salas will take over. And here's a deal. $19.95 gets you Proactive plus a rotating deep cleansing brush that's valued at $45. You're guaranteed to get clear and stay clear, or you'll get your money back. Call 1-800-644-5944. That's 1-800-644-5944. Here's Ricky Weeks at the plate. First pitch right in there for a called strike. Weeks, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Veteran player trying to win a reserve spot on the Diamondbacks opening day roster.
It's one of those players that organizations will bring in, and even if there's not really a true shot with him, unless somebody falls, and obviously the roster gets a little thinner, but at least they give him a chance to be seen by and scouted by other ball clubs.
There's one that's outside on him, and the count 1-1 strike. Fernando Salas, 72 appearances for the Angels a year ago, every single one of them in relief, and he had a 5-2 record, 4.24 ERA. Here's his next pitch. It's a little bit inside for ball. This spring, Salas is working for the third time, and he's had a pair of scoreless innings. His next delivery, and did Weeks go around on that one on the appeal? They say he was holding, so it's a 5-pitch walk. Leadoff walk. And that is the third walk already issued by Angels pitching. Here's Peter O'Brien. O'Brien had a base hit his first time up. And the first pitch in there for a called strike. Salas fastball. Top out around 93. Slider and a changeup. And he is a strike thrower. Only 12 walks last year and just under 64 innings. His next delivery, that's fouled right off catcher Carlos Perez. So count jumps to 0-2 on O'Brien.
There's a number that means a lot to managers and pitching coaches around baseball, and that is first batter efficiency. And for Salas, as he talked about a strike thrower, Salas never walked the first batter he faced last year. Zero walks to the first batter he faced last season.
Here's the pitch, lifted in the air into right field. Cole Calhoun toward the line, is under routine play. He'll squeeze that one. O'Brien is retired. First out in the fourth.
Salas also pretty efficient when it came down to inherited runners. Score under league average at 20%. And one of those guys that Mike Scioscia knows, if you need multiple innings, he is more than ready to go. At one time, the Cardinals closer. Salas saved 24 games for the Cardinals back in 2011.
Here's the pitch. It's in there for a called strike on Jason Bourgeois. Right-hander against right-hander. Infield at double play depth. There goes the runner at first. The pitch is a ball. The throw to second. Safe. Slides under the tag. Stolen base for 33-year-old Ricky Weeks.
The legs are just fine for Ricky Weeks. He stumbled a little bit. Might have slipped on this first or second step. And even then, once again, Chip Hale, their manager, stressing, get a good lead. And that'll lead to a good secondary, but also leads to this bang-on play being on your side.
Well, the Diamondbacks like to run, and they've stolen a base here in this inning. Potential tying run at second. There's one outside, 2-1.
Well, they have a manager that's pretty much one of those guys that have to earn every single strike as a big leaguer in Chip Hale. And it's rubbed up nicely on his players. Unafraid, taking chances, playing the game smartly, catching the ball, and creating some runs.
Here's the next pitch, cut and a miss, so 2-2 the count. Chip Hale, Jose mentioned, his second year in a Diamondbacks uniform as their manager, and it was last month that he had the option picked up for next season as well, so he'll be around as their skipper through the 2017 season.
And now there's multiple managers that are signed as long as Mike Scioscia is through 2018.
There's one foul back on the right side, out of play.
Seemed like for a while Scioscia kind of stood at a Long Island somewhere. A long-term deal to get signed. Got Nate Yost getting an extension. Terry Francona signed long-term. A.J. Hinch recently got extended. Excellent job by Hinch last year with those Astros. A former D-back manager in A.J. Hinch.
There's a 2-2 pitch that swung on and missed. So down on strikes is Bourgeois. First strikeout for Salas. Second strikeout for Angel pitching.
Don Mattingly got a nice long-term deal with the Miami Marlins.
So here's Arias, who flied out to right his first at bat. Salas with the pitch. That's low. 1 ball and no strikes. The Angels bat in the bottom of the fourth with a 1-0 lead. Calhoun, Crone, and Simmons will bat. And we'll see what they do pitching-wise. You would certainly think Shelby Miller's 3 innings today will be it for him. So they will.
Jerry, fill his numbers out. He's done. Go ahead. You don't have anything to erase. Go ahead. Done. See ya.
Yep. There's a pitch that's low. Miller going 3 innings, allowing 4 hits, a run earned. Walked 1. No strikeouts through a wild pitch. Probably the final numbers for him today. Pretty sure. Here's the 2-0 delivery. And that's right in there for a strike. Quiet ball game right now. It's 1-0 Angels, each team with 4 hits. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That misses high. 3-1. What a difference from yesterday's game here. 13-13 with 36 hits.
Well, 2 starters that gave up a lot of runs in Casimir and Weaver. And then the bullpen came up and the trend continued.
Here's the 3-1. It's fouled back.
There was a failed play there put on by Johnny Giavatello. Johnny's breaking towards second base, and Salas was just a little bit too fast towards the plate. Not aware of Johnny opening up that hand for the daylight play. See, Johnny got picked off, so he's like, hey, you know what? Somebody else is going to have to pay too.
He wants to see it again out there and be on the
he said, hey,
plus side of a pickoff.
This veteran just stole second base. I'm trying to pick him off here.
So full count on Arias, and the next one lifted in the air into center field. Trout is going back. He is circling under, and he is there in straightaway center. The inning is over. The Diamondbacks failed to score. They had the leadoff walk, and that was about it. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. So we move to the bottom of the fourth inning. Cole Calhoun will lead it off against new Arizona pitcher Evan Marshall, former fourth-round pick of the D-backs. He was with them last season, only 13 games, and he's a guy who has quite a story. We'll delve into that in just a moment. So he replaces Shelby Miller, who went the 3 innings for the D-backs, allowing the 4 hits and 1 run. Here's Cole Calhoun, who flied out to center his first time up. Marshall's pitch, high fly ball lifted into left field. Weeks is battling the sun out there, and he makes the grab. So 1 pitch and 1 away. Second time Calhoun has flied out. C.J. Cron will be the next batter. Evan Marshall had a very scary incident last season when he was pitching in AAA. It was August of last year. There was a ball that was lined right back to the mound, and he suffered a skull fracture. And it was a little bit touch and go for him last season.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, and to make a long story short, he's a guy that when he eventually came out of a coma, had to pretty much learn how to walk again. Here's the pitch, and here he is in March of 2016, and this fractured skull was August of 2015. He's back on the mound pitching again. So almost a medical miracle of sorts. Here's the pitch. That's fouled off on the left side by C.J. Cron.
Terry, so just to see him on the mound right now is a miracle.
Absolutely. And so far this spring, he's worked a couple of scoreless innings, including a save. And if I'm not mistaken, that was in his first appearance in the Cactus League. As Chip Hale wanted to get him in there, kind of a feel-good moment, back on the mound again. And he ended up getting a save in a ball game for them in the opening week of spring training. And there's a pitch that Cron takes, and he is out looking. So Marshall has retired the first 2 in a row.
That is a pretty tight, late breaking spinner. Well, C.J. Cron goes back to the dugout, but Pop's always proud of him out in that D-backs dugout. And hopefully Pops will see both Crons on the field today. Chris Cron, he could hit a little bit. Terry, one of those guys that for years I kept asking myself as I was playing against him a lot in AAA, how does a guy like this doesn't get a chance to play in the big leagues?
Yeah, he was a big power hitter in the minors.
Just a good idea, good hitter overall.
CJ's dad.
Yeah.
Here's one fouled off on the right side, back and out of play. I remember seeing him with Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. In the White Sox organization for a while. Evan Marshall's retired the first 2. Simmons batting here. 2 quick outs in the Angels' 4th, and 1-0 Angels lead. And a ground ball sharply hit, but it's right at him mid. The sure-handed shortstop will throw him out, and that will end the inning.
Good job, Mr. Marshall.
Yeah, Evan Marshall, 1-2-3 inning against the Angels. So we head to the 5th. Still 1-0 Angels lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Cam Bedrosian will be the new Angel pitcher as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Pitcher number 4 of the day. Salas leaves. He worked a scoreless inning, walking 1, striking out 1. Angels fans, enjoy Angels spring training right here in beautiful Tempe for as low as $15 per seat. You can see the actions between Angels and other teams in the Cactus League here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Visit angels.com/spring to purchase your tickets today.
And while you are here, when the Angels are not playing here in Tempe Diablo, just drive around and take a look at this beautiful area, Terry. The facilities, the venues, the food, huh?
Yeah.
Outstanding all the way.
City of Phoenix, one of the fastest growing cities in the nation. And there's a swing and a miss by the catcher, Gosewicz. The count on him is 0-1.
Little Bedrock needs a rock-solid inning right here. He has been a little shaky.
There's a pitch that is in there for strike 2. Just nicked the bat of the batter. Bedrosian is appearing in Game 3 this spring. 2 innings. He's given up 2 hits and 2 runs, 1 walk, 1 homer, and 1 strikeout.
Solid arm all the way around. Hopefully he'll bring in a little better command here and get his feet wet on the positive side. Get some quick outs.
There's a tapper foul over on the third base side.
His father, former Cy Young Award winner, Steve Bedrosian, who began his career as a starting pitcher, eventually winning that Cy Young in relief. Terrific career with the Braves, the Phillies, the Giants, the Twins, and back to the Bravos.
2-strike pitch. That's low. 1-2 the count. Gosewicz is 32 years old. .211 batting average a year ago. Everyone is ready, and the 2-2 delivery. That's a foul tip that pops off the mid of Perez, so batter stays alive. Tomorrow, the Angels will continue Cactus League play, and the Angels will be at Camelback Ranch to take on the Dodgers. Nick Tropiano will go for the Angels. We're still not certain the starting pitcher for the Dodgers. Saturday, it's the Angels and the Giants right here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Here's the next pitch, and that's blowing away.
Terry, I would not be surprised if Nick Tropiano is on the Angels rotation to begin the season. Now,
and there's definitely question marks right now.
Now we have the news about Jared Weaver having gone to get his neck checked on. Precautionary MRI today for Weaver. And Nick Tropiano, all you can do is control it. He's looked really good at the end of last year. He has looked good here so far in a couple of innings.
There's one foul back out of play.
Tropiano, one of the biggest highlights was last year. There's only 2 Angels pitchers that struck out 11 batters, and he was one of them. The other guy was, of course, Garrett Richards, who did it twice. Nice acquisition, Tropiano and Carlos Perez for Hank Conger.
Here's the 2-2 and a swing and a miss. He got him, struck him out. Bedrosian swinging with the slider there. So that's the first out here in the 5th inning, and Ahmed, the leadoff man, will be the batter. Yeah, you look at that trade. You're right on the money, Jose. That turns out to be very one-sided. The Tropiano Perez deal for Conger, because Conger isn't even with the Astros anymore.
Is that Conger up there? Way up there in the
on the mountain,
side, yeah.
Buttes over there? Not sure. I hope for his sake it isn't him.
What of you? Oh, Conger's pretty busy down in Florida right now.
That's right. He's trying to make the Tampa Bay Rays. No balls and 1 strike here on Ahmed. He tripled and lined out his first 2 times up. And after he got the triple, when Gosselin was batting, Ahmed was picked off third base by Houston Street. 1-1 the count. Here's the next pitch. It's in there for a called strike. Some of the other pitchers on the board for the Angels that we could see here today: Ramon Ramirez, A.J. Achter, and Rob Rasmussen. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off right side. Out of play. So they'll do it again. 1-2 strikes. Angels up 1-0 in the top of the 5th. Score update brought to you by Experian. Get serious about your credit by visiting Experian.com. And Bedrosian ready to come in with the 2-strike delivery on a mid, and he's late with the swing on that one and fouls it back to the screen.
D-backs more than confident that everything will catch up with this young shortstop who can go out there and pick him and trying to even out his offense with that super glove and solid speed. He has looked really good with the bat today.
Here's the 1-2. One hopper right at Simmons. Easy play for him. Throw right on the money. And that'll be the second out.
Oh, Terry, the mentality of a hitter. Here's a man going, hit the ball on the nose 3 times, 1 for 3. So he can build off of that and say, well, pretty much I went 3 for 3 in my mind on the way I made contact. And not be too based on the fact that he hit the ball hard 3 times. There's only 1 hit to show for it. You can see on his way back to the dugout. Got to be more than happy with his approach, and his new hitting coach, Dave Magadan's got to be liking that. His shorter path to the baseball. Again, hit it to the wrong guy.
Here's Gosselin doing the same thing right to Simmons. He grounds one, and the throw will get him. So a couple easy plays. Ground balls right to the Angels shortstop. 1-2-3 inning for Bedrosian. Good to see. We head to the bottom of the 5th. A 1-0 Angels lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Carlos Perez will lead off the Angels' 5th. It's a 1-0 Halos lead. And there's a bunt on the third base side. Charging, barehanding, and throwing is Drury. The throw gets away. Perez will continue on to second base, and he will get there without a throw. So a bunt single and a throwing error. And the Angels have a runner in scoring position. How about Carlos Perez, the Angels catcher, dropping one down?
Yeah, how about the bottom of the lineup making some things happen? Something that's going to be more than welcome for Mike Scioscia and the Angels offense. Carlos, game awareness, he is really good. You can see the confidence growing in him behind the plate, but also on his offensive game. That bunt, it was bunted hard. It hugged enough for the line where the third baseman has to go across his body first and then transfer all that weight. And you can see how difficult of a play that is.
Johnny Giovatella's around a bunt, and he drops one down in front of the plate. Marshall to pitcher Fields throws to first in time, but Giovatella will get a sac bunt. And it's a runner at third with one away. Top of the batting order, Escobar.
Hey, whatever works. 8-9 getting the job done. They become some good table setters for a fine hitter in Yunel Escobar.
Escobar is single. They are going to bring the infield in, trying to cut down the runner at the plate. Perez, he has pretty good speed for a catcher. Not a real base clogger. So he's the runner at third. And here's the first pitch on Escobar. Low. Good stop on that one by Gosowish, the catcher for the D-backs.
And if you want to see what play is on, Mike Scioscia loves that contact play. All we got to do is see between pitches, where is the runner? Is he on his heels? Is he sitting steady, or is he leaning forward? And Carlos on the previous pitch was leaning forward a lot.
Here's the next pitch. That's fouled off on the right side, backing out of play.
Terry, I know you get a lot of calls sometimes after games about the contact play and the many people that just don't agree with it, but I think also when it does work, you don't get any calls.
No, not at all.
It forces the issue
right
on so many runs that are scored because of the contact play.
Right. When it doesn't work, it looks bad. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, that line out. Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah. Here's the pitch. That's bounced by the mound. Boy, that was a shot right by Marshall, the pitcher. That's an RBI hit by Escobar. And the Angels have a 2-0 lead.
Why not have the bottom of the order set some things up sometimes for the guys at the top who are very good hitters, like Yunel Escobar, one of the best hitters in the National League last year. Bryce Harper himself has spoken highly of the job that Yunel Escobar did for him, Terry, on his run to the MVP in the National League.
So Nava will be the next batter.
So many eyes again on Bryce Harper. Can he repeat that performance? Can he get better? And with his youth, he can only think, wow, it can only get better.
Very talented player, no doubt. So here's Nava, who just keeps getting on base. Been on safely both times today. A double. He's also had a walk.
He has seen well over 10 pitches. He's now the 14 pitch mark in 2 plate appearances.
His on-base percentage coming into today's game, speaking of Nava, .667. And he's been up twice today and on base safely 2 times. Here's the pitch. That's a low.
Well, that's where you go. If his, his career on base is very solid too, .358. And if he presents to the Angels a better option, batting second, and give Cole Calhoun more opportunities to drive in runs and use some of that power that he flashed last year behind Pujols, well, that balances out your lineup much better. But they need to see more from Nava than they need to see from Calhoun right now.
There's a toss over to first base. Diving back to the bag goes Escobar.
Nava was telling me today, Terry, the way the injury happened to his left thumb, which affected his swing and his wrist, is he stopped switch hitting, and he was hitting left-handed against a left-handed pitcher. So he threw me a 2-seamer. I had no idea what to do with it. Jammed me up, and that was it.
He takes that one outside. 2-0 the count on Nava.
And Nava said that, after that, of course, the pain and going through the treatment and varying his swing, sometimes getting way too jumpy, just got him out of his element, out of his game. And certainly we can see with the numbers, it really affected his performance.
Had a left thumb strain a year ago. Here's one that's lined right to second. Goslin will catch it. He fires back to first base. That doubles up Escobar, and the inning is over. That ball was scorched, but right at the second baseman, and Escobar just didn't have time to get back to first base. So double play will end the inning. Angels do get a run, and as we head to the sixth inning, it's a 2-0 Angels lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Lucas Litke is going to be the new Angel pitcher as we head to the sixth inning. Pitcher number 5. Bedrosian had a clean top of the fifth with a strikeout. That was good to see. And we want to remind you, Experian, let's get serious about your credit. Go to Experian.com today. So Litke will take over. And the lefty's first pitch, that's low and inside.
Needs to become a quick strike thrower as he is being graded here by the staff.
Next pitch, that's fouled off.
Enough big league experience for the Angels to know that if they need to compliment Jose Alvarez with another lefty, Litke is a good candidate. But Terry, those spots out of the bullpen are getting narrower by the day.
Here's the next pitch. That's fouled off on the right side, backing out of play. Litke saved the ball game Tuesday against the Diamondbacks. Worked the ninth inning, scoreless ninth inning to get to the save in that one. He's got the Dallas Keuchel look to him out there on the mound.
That's a nice one to copy right there.
Yeah. If he could have the same type of success, well, then he would be lights out with the Angels.
Dallas Keuchel, American League Cy Young Award winner, who pitches and admits it with a chip on his shoulder because of many teams that overlooked him.
That's right.
And good for him.
Keuchel, not a guy who's going to overwhelm you with his velocity, but boy, does he know how to pitch. Here's a chopper hit right to Simmons, and he will throw out the batter Brandon Drury for the first out. First time the Angels have gotten him today. David Peralta will be the next batter, and let's pause for stations to identify themselves. on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Jerry Smith, Jose Mota. Our producer engineer is Darren Chan. Thursday afternoon baseball here in the Valley. It's 2-0 Angels. First pitch low for a ball. Want to remind you the Angels 20-game flex plan offers a variety of game options to choose from. It includes opening night, premium matchups, and popular promotional giveaway nights. Visit angels.com/ticket plans. Litke's next pitch, and going around on that one is Peralta. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Before Litke, Cam Bedrosian. Nice job by Cam going out there throwing strikes. Much better command and a quicker pace. Breaking ball tighter, sharper. Got some quick outs.
Here's a lazy fly ball that's lifted into left center field. Nava right there to put that one away. A couple of easy outs. Ricky Weeks will be the next batter.
Terry, I do have a request here for listeners through the MLB At Bat app, which you know, we promote here. Well,
sure.
A lot of them listening, so a quick call out to all of you. Thanks for tuning in.
Lucas Litke has appeared in 111 big league games, and every single one of those appearances coming in a Seattle Mariners uniform. He was in 63 games for Seattle in 2012. There's one in there for a strike.
That's a pretty good first pitch right there, tidying somebody up. You're not looking for anything like that first pitch.
Litke, career 4.35 ERA, and there's one in there, and the count jumps to 0-2. Litke was a high school teammate of Denver Broncos wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders back in the state of Texas in their prep days. Of course, the Broncos, the Super Bowl champions.
Oh, yes.
How about that? Litke in his major league career mentioned he's been in 111 games in the big leagues. Left-handed batters have hit him at just a .209 batting average. So he's tough against lefties.
Got to go out there and prove that 1, 2, 3, 4 times over.
And he's looked good so far this spring.
Consistency, the name of the game.
Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Weeks when the Angels bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Trout, Pujols, and Calhoun. They could all be batting for the final time today. We'll see. There's a pitch. It's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nope. To me, it's good that Mike Scioscia does have his regular players out on the field for a 6th inning. And this only the 9th game here this spring where most of them haven't played more than 5 or 6. So gets those legs ready. And perhaps an indication that some of them will not be traveling tomorrow.
There's one that missed on the batter Weeks, so it's a full count on him. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Litke signed a minor league deal with the Angels back in November. Non-roster invitee here to spring training, and on the 3-2, that one misses. Weeks is on. Second time he's walked today.
That was a big league at bat by Ricky Weeks. Tough first pitch that he saw, strike 1, the little slider in by the hands, and then after that he saw that break one time and he said, I'm not going to get fooled at all or even help him out from here on. As we talk about the D-backs and their ability to steal bases, there's no way we can ignore the great Dave McKay, one of the best in the game coaching first base. What a knack he has to pass the information on to his runners.
Here's the pitch. That's hit sharply and out of the reach of Escobar. He tried to scoop that one and just couldn't come up with it. It was hit sharply. Ball bounces through into left field. So they have him at first and second with 2 outs. That'll be a base hit for Peter O'Brien.
Yeah, it's a little hard to handle there. And going back to Terry, Dave McKay, and well known by Tony La Russa on his staff. for many years in St. Louis, known by the Oakland Athletics. Also, Albert Pujols, nothing but praise for Dave McKay, his former first base coach in St. Louis. And a lot of things you see the D-backs do with their leads, the secondary leads, to looking inside and just having the ability to pick a spot to run is because of Dave McKay.
So a little conference at the mound is wrapping up just in the nick of time. The meeting at the mound clock was about ready to expire. Charlie Nagy, the Angels pitching coach, gets back to the coach's area near the Angel dugout. Some words of advice for Litke as he squares off here against Bourgeois. Bourgeois has gone 0 for 2, fielder's choice and a strikeout. 2-0 Angels. Were in the 6th, and the next pitch low and inside. Litke got the first 2 easily, the ground out and then the fly out, but he walked Weeks. O'Brien wasted little time getting his base hit. The ball hit past Escobar. And now the Diamondbacks have a threat. They've had a few threats in this ballgame. They've had a runner thrown out at the plate. They've also had a runner picked off third base. Have yet to score. Here's the pitch. That's hit well down the left field side. It's tight to the line down in the corner. And that ball is a home run. Just snuck it inside the foul pole. A 3-run shot there by Bourgeois. He's not a guy who hits the ball out of the ballpark often, but he did it right there. And Arizona now leads it 3-2.
Well, that one means a whole lot to Bourgeois, who is trying to stick around, make the team continue his progress as a big leaguer, where he's gotten some bites here and there the last few seasons. And he did just enough with his swing, the pattern, the path, and his backside to keep it fair. Distance, there's no doubt.
Just snuck it inside the foul pole. So that one hurts. It comes with 2 outs. And the next batter is Arias, and the first pitch in there, a strike on him.
And the issue of not throwing strikes with 2 outs is what comes back to bite Lucas Litke. A 2-out walk.
Next pitch, that one misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. So the Diamondbacks have their first lead. Next delivery right in there for a called strike. Well, things look like they were going smoothly for Litke. He got the first 2 batters with little trouble, but struggling to get the final out now in this inning, and 3 on the board. Here's the next pitch. That's inside. Want to remind poker fans you can play in the Gardens Casino $30,000 guarantee no limit hold'em tournament tomorrow.
What?
Visit thegardenscasino.com for more information, and please play responsibly. Here's a bouncer hit to Simmons. His throw will get the batter Arias, and the inning is over on the 6-3 ground out. But some damage by Arizona. They get 3 here in the top of the 6th on the 3-run homer by Bourgeois. 3-2 D-backs leading the Angels on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Here we go to the bottom of inning number 6, and there's a new pitcher. Yohan Lopez will take over for Evan Marshall. Angels had a run, 2 hits against Marshall on the first pitch on Mike Trout, and he blasts one into left center field. Out on the warning track and making the catch out there is Bourgeois. That one just stayed in the ballpark. Trout giving it a good ride there. First ball swinging, one away.
We'll let you know who's out in center field as changes have been now made by manager Chip Hale, but Mike Trout really put a nice run on this one. Might have gone just a little under it. As the center fielder has plenty of room to make that catch. No wind at all to aid that one.
That was Evan Marzilli who actually made the catch out there. And the first pitch on Albert Pujols, that one's ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So wholesale changes here for the D-backs, and we'll run them down once we get them. Lopez, who's pitching, is their 3rd pitcher of the day. And here's his next delivery. That's a shot in the left center. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Marzilli, the new center fielder, will play it in and hold Albert to a 1-out single. Albert's first hit this afternoon. Cole Calhoun will be the next batter.
Albert, good job getting on top of that one. Good solid contact. Good way to finish his day. Goes 1 for 3. We're seeing much improvement with his timing. Seems yesterday as he started to spread the ball to the right field line and now working back. And the best thing, Terry, is Albert has not suffered any setbacks as he expected. There's not going to be Albert update every single day on how he feels.
It's like Alex Yarbrough is going to run for Albert. He's the pinch runner at first base as Cole Calhoun takes the first pitch low and inside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So Albert's day is done in all likelihood. So is Trout's. Mike Trout 1 for 3 today with a run batted in. Albert was 1 for 3. One ball, no strikes on Cole Calhoun. And a pickoff toss over there at first base, and Yarbrough gets back to the bag as Lopez works. He's appearing in his 2nd game this spring and has a couple of scoreless innings. New catcher is Brett Hayes, veteran player. He replaces Gosa Wish. And again, a toss over to first base, and Yarbrough is back. New first baseman is C.J. Cron's brother, Kevin Cron. And C.J. Cron is waiting on deck. There's a pop in the air into left field. The left fielder is circling under toward the line, making the grab on that one. That is Zach Borenstein, former Angel farmhand.
Well, so twice the nervousness and anxiety for Pops out in the dugout. As Kevin is now at first base and CJ is up to hit. Good baseball family, good athletic family.
So 2 out, C.J. Cron. The battery's gone 0 for 2. Toss over to first base. Diving back to the bag goes the pinch runner Yarbrough.
CJ, another season, early last season of ups and downs, ended up once again in the minor leagues. Hit 1 home run in his first 35 games. Ended up hitting 15 in his last 78 games, and his best production for the Angels, RBI wise, came when it really mattered. He was big, came out some huge hits, and the most RBIs he had in any month came in September. the Angels made a nice run.
There's a pitch its way outside. It misses for a ball on C.J. Cron.
In fact, Mike Scioscia was talking about C.J. and the fact that, remember, coming out of college, he had that shoulder issue to deal with. So one young player that just coming out of college, getting drafted high, had to deal with a lot of rehabbing to get his throwing shoulder where it should have been.
And the next delivery, this is a ball in the air into right field. Coming in, making the catch on it is the new right fielder, Gabby Guerrero.
Hey, Vladdy.
That's Gabby Guerrero, not Vladdy Guerrero out there, Jose. And that will end the inning. Sure does look like a young Vlad, though. The inning comes to an end on the flyout by Cron. The Angels have a fairly quiet sixth inning. We're headed to the seventh here in Tempe, 3-2 Arizona on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Angels make wholesale changes. Ramon Ramirez will be the new pitcher. We'll run down the rest of the moves in a moment. Want to remind you, you can host a business function or celebrate a special occasion in your own private suite at Angel Stadium. Suite rentals offer all-inclusive food and beverage packages. Visit angels.com/suites. So here's the first pitch from Ramon Ramirez, and that one is a ball to count 1-0. New second baseman for the Angels is Sherman Johnson. New shortstop is Cliff Pennington. New third baseman is Kyle Kubica, as the pitch is missed by Brett Hayes as he bats for the first time today. All right, now we're told Ray Navarro is the new second baseman. Initially, we were told it was Sherman Johnson. There's a pitch that's missed. So the count, 1-2 strikes. Juan Gratterall is the new catcher. So Carlos Perez no longer in the ball game. And the next delivery lifted high in the air down the left field side. That's Craig Gentry now on left, and he's on the rim of the track to make the catch. That's the first out. Gentry replacing Daniel Nava. So there's one away. As Ramirez works, he's pitcher number 6 this afternoon for the Angels. He replaces Litke, who worked an inning, gave up 2 hits including the 3-run homer to Bourgeois. 1 walk, no strikeouts for Litke, who's the pitcher of record. And at the plate now is Jack Reinheimer, who came in to take over last half inning at shortstop. He's batting out of Nick Ahmed's leadoff spot. He was their starting shortstop. Ahmed went 1 for 3. A lot of paperwork going on right now, Jose.
Yes, it is.
Here's the pitch. This is fouled back behind the plate. Gratterall is going back near the screen, but he's going to run out of room. Just gets back to the seats.
It's all part of spring training. It's part of the whole thing. Ramon Ramirez, 3rd appearance for the Angels. Veteran pitcher. He's allowed 1 run in 3 innings. 3 walks, 1 strikeout. In those 3 innings, he is not allowed a hit.
Here's the next one, and it's popped into shallow right field. Chad Hinshaw battles the sun under, puts it away. That's the 2nd out. So a couple of fly ball outs to the Angel corner outfielders.
5 is Gratterall, 6 Crone, 7 Pennington, Gentry, 8.
And now the next batter for the Diamondbacks is their new second baseman, Jamie Westbrook, who came in the bottom of last inning defensively. Westbrook takes that one outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next pitch. He checks the swing to the batter, and that's in there on Westbrook. 1-1 to count. Ramirez delivers. That one slapped foul over on the 3rd base side. Nice play by one of the D-backs players, reaching out from the dugout there to scoop that one up. Here's the next delivery. It's hit further but foul down the left side, back and out of play. We should get the official attendance here today. Not a bad crowd for this ball game. Looks like somewhere in the neighborhood of yesterday's crowd against the Dodgers. We had right around 6,000 for that one yesterday.
Very pleasant afternoon all the way around. Many in Sedona red, D-backs color.
And there's the pitch that is taken for a called 3rd strike. Westbrook and the Diamondbacks are set down quickly and quietly here by Ramirez in a clean top of the 7th. So we're going to the bottom of the 7th. It is 7th inning stretch time here at Tempe Diablo. It's a 3-2 Arizona lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Cliff Pennington leads things off for the Angels, goes after the first pitch and chops one on the first base side. Easy play for the first out, so 1 pitch and 1 gone. Yohan Lopez still out there. Pennington, who just batted for the first time, was hitting out a Simmons spot. And Drolton Simmons went 0 for 2 today.
Terry, and here's Gentry. Let's try to figure it out here on the fly.
Craig Gentry will be the next batter. We will be checking out other action in the Cactus League on the Dodge Out of Town scoreboard in just a moment. And there's a pitch that got away from Lopez, and he hits Gentry. And he will trot to first base. Angels have a 1-out base runner, potential tying run on. And here is Ray Navarro.
Lopez not able to finish off with those 2 fingers in front of his face, and this breaking ball got away from him. Now the Angels with outstanding speed at first base.
So Navarro digs in. And the first pitch, he goes after it and grounds a base hit through on the right side. Easily heading on to third is Gentry, and he will get there in plenty of time. On with an RBI base hit is Navarro, and the Angels are threatening here with 1 out, runners at the corners, and Kyle Kubica will be the next batter.
That's what you want to see, some very good bat control there by Navarro, and then Gentry, understanding where Gabriel Guerrero is playing, says there's no way I'm stopping at second base. First to third. Love to see that.
So Kubica batting out of Escobar's leadoff spot. Unell went 2 for 3 with a run batted in. And there's a toss over to first base, and back to the bag goes the base runner Navarro. Kubica trying to get something going with his bat, awaits the pitch, and he cuts and misses that one for strike 1. We're talking earlier today, the fact that Paul Goldschmidt, we didn't see him on Tuesday and didn't travel here for this game as well. Kyle Kubica was a college teammate of Paul Goldschmidt back in 2009 at Texas State. There's a cut and a miss. 0-2 is the count.
Yohan Lopez, an investment by the D-backs out of Cuba. Born in a place called Nueva Gerona in Cuba. Has some issues adjusting to life in the U.S. last year.
Here's the next pitch, and it's a fly ball lifted to Guerrero in right field. Getting ready to tag is Gentry. Catch is made. Throw to the plate. It's cut off, and that'll be a sac fly. Kyle Kubica ties up the ball game, and we are deadlocked at 3. Hinshaw will be the next batter as Kubica comes up with that run batted in for the Angels. That's his first one this spring.
That was a pretty good job there by Kubica, getting something that he could handle. Good back control himself too. He stays behind the ball well.
Hinshaw will be the next batter. 2 outs. Navarro still at first base. 3-3 game in the 7th. That's fouled back by Chad Hinshaw for strike 1. Hinshaw's hitting out a Nava's spot. Nava had a 1 for 2 day. Double. He also had a walk.
Yohan Lopez, 2-6 last year between the rookie D-backs and Mobile AA. I talked about issues he had adjusting to life in the U.S. He was having some issues in getting his family from Cuba to the United States, and that pretty much mentally just derailed him. Had to ask for some time away from the game to get back. And all those concerns regarding his family were finally taken care of. And there he is with new attitude, they say, in camp.
It's a high fly ball. It's lifted to straightaway center field. The center fielder is Marzilli. He'll put it away, and Hinshaw is retired. Angels do get a run, though, to tie it up here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 run in the inning, 1 hit, and the Angels leave 1 runner on base. 8th inning is coming up. It's anybody's ball game. Tied at 3 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Rob Rasmussen is the new Angel pitcher. He will replace Ramon Ramirez, who we saw work a quick 1-2-3 inning last inning in the 7th.
Terry, Ramon Ramirez opening some eyes. He's a proven big league veteran who ended up in Mexico, but he does have a ring, a World Championship ring with the San Francisco Giants. He's pitched very well so far.
Yeah, he had a clean inning with a strikeout. So Rasmussen is the new pitcher. And Mike Scioscia continues to shuttle them in here in the Cactus League. He will be the 7th pitcher of the day for the Angels. Rasmussen so far this spring. He's getting ready for his 4th appearance. He's worked 3 innings, allowing 4 hits and 1 run. Left-hander is set. And here's the first pitch. This is Rivero batting. Carlos Rivero is now playing third base, and this is his first time up. First delivery of ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Rivero hitting out a Drury's spot. He was 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. There's a pitch high and away. On the Dodge out-of-town scoreboard on this Thursday, brought to you by the Dodge Challenger. With an estimated 30 miles per gallon highway, this car was made for driving. Visit Dodge.com. And just like our ball game, the other games around the Cactus League, 7th or 8th innings now. Here's the next pitch, cut and a miss.
Terry, I don't know the score yet, but I'm going to guess that the scoring is similar to this one in terms of what we saw happen around the Cactus League yesterday. Let's see.
We're seeing some high-scoring games. Royals have a 9-2 lead against a White Sox split squad in the 7th. Brett Lawrie with a home run for Chicago in that one, his 2nd this spring. The other White Sox split squad is up on Texas 8-2.
Oh, they're scoring a lot of runs. Good
in
for
the
them.
bottom of the 8th. There's a cut and a miss. Saladino a home run for the White Sox in that one, his 2nd this spring. Dodgers have a 7-3 lead against Oakland in the 8th. Trace Thompson has hit a home run for the Dodgers in that one. Cleveland doubling up San Diego 8-4 in the 8th inning. Seattle has a 7-6 lead against the Cubs in the 8th. Soler is homered for the Cubs. Cubs are struggling in the Cactus League, although I don't know that anyone has alarmed by that, but their one-loss record is not good at all.
They're just fine. There's no flags to be raised, Terry, when you have the best record in preseason.
Giants are up on Milwaukee 2-1. That's in the 7th. And Colorado on an Arenado home run has a 3-2 lead against the Reds in the 7th inning. There's a cut and a miss, and Rivero is down on strikes. One away here in the 8th.
Nolan Arenado. What a player he is. Grew up in Orange County.
Yeah, he is one of the bright young players in the game right now. What do you have, over 130 RBIs last year?
He did.
And he can really pick it at third base.
There's nobody better.
Yeah.
I mean, all due respect to Adrian Beltre, who has been terrific throughout his career, but there's no one better right now than Nolan Arenado. Manny Machado himself, a very decent one, too.
Yeah. Here's Guerrero batting. Gabby Guerrero, although Gabby Guerrero, I guess, wants to be called Gabriel Guerrero now.
All right, Gabriel.
Related to former Angel MVP Vlad Guerrero.
Gabriel Guerrero used to hang out in the Angels dugout during the summers with Vladdy Jr., who is now also himself a prospect with the Toronto Blue Jays. And in fact, Vladdy Guerrero, who was here as an instructor, flew from here to go spend some time with his son in Dunedin.
There's one in there for a called strike. 3-1 on Guerrero, who bears a close resemblance to Vladdy. Body type identical, really. And the pitch, and he smacks that one down to third, just out of the reach of Kubica. Might have got a little piece of it. Slow it down as it rolls out to Craig Gentry in left field. So Guerrero's on with a one-out hit.
That makes Gabriel now 4 for 16 here in the spring with a home run and 4 RBIs. Pretty good bat speed all the way.
Zach Borenstein will bat. Borenstein, a few years ago, the Angels minor league player of the year.
Yes, he was. Terrific year down in Single A.
Left-handed batter. A lefty-lefty matchup here. The pitch. That's outside. It misses low. Infield is playing it at double play depth. Here's the next one on Borenstein. He fouls that one back. Zach Borenstein, left-handed batter, when he gets set in the box, kind of lays that bat on his left shoulder. Timing mechanism for him.
Yes, it is. Back in 2014, he was ranked as the Angels' #9 prospect. That Single A season we're talking about was back in 2013 at Inland Empire. 28 home runs and 95 RBIs. And he hit .337 with an on-base percentage of .403. His OPS, Terry, 1.034. As you like to say, that's pretty much off the charts.
Off the charts, yeah.
On base plus slugging.
The outfield situation in the Angels organization right now is, the major league level, it's in pretty good shape, but at the minor league level, the Angels are a little bit thin as far as outfield prospects, at least as far as any really ready to crack the big leagues. There's a little flare down the left side. It's a foul ball.
There's no doubt guys like Ortega provide more depth. Henshaw. And these guys that if something happens at the big league level, you can bring in with a Quentin Berry. Craig Gentry himself, of course, already a big leaguer for a few years.
Here's the pitch. That one is fouled off on the left side, back and out of play. Angels last year in the second round drafted a young outfielder, Jahmai Jones, who
Yes.
the Angels really like, but again, he is not ready to get to the big leagues yet. But if he progresses the way the Angels hope, might be a guy that can do some things. He has good speed.
Best position player right now, prospect wise, is catcher Taylor Ward.
That's right. There's a little pop into center, and it's out of the reach of Berry. Went diving for it. It's by him, and now the ball has to be picked up by Hinshaw, and coming in and scoring all the way from first base will be Guerrero, and Borenstein has a triple, and that gives Arizona the lead. So Quentin Berry, we've seen him do that a few times here this spring, trying to make a diving catch, but really didn't have much of a shot at that one. Gave it a good effort, but once he went diving and didn't get it, then that ball started to roll behind him deeper in the center, and Hinshaw had to back up and get to the ball. Run on the board, and Arizona back on top. Have a runner at third now with one out. And here's the pitch. That one is taken for a strike.
Oh, the old saying of just if you're not sure as an outfielder, just try to keep it in front of you. It's something that has affected, as you mentioned, Barry a couple of times here so far. And one of them on a trap. He was able to keep it in front of him, but some tough reads there.
Batter now batting for Peter O'Brien is Todd Glaseman. O'Brien went 2 for 3. Right-handed batter at the plate for the D-backs. Here's the next pitch. It's hit way high in the air in the center field, and it's going to be deep enough, it looks like, to get the runner in. Berry will make the catch. Tagging at third base will be Borenstein. But that's another run for Arizona on the sac fly, and they have a 5-3 lead.
Oh, making a lot of local fans pretty happy the way they're seeing these young D-backs, baby backs, come in here and get a couple of runs out of the Angels bullpen.
So Rasmussen has given up a pair here in this inning. 2 outs. Marzilli is the batter, and he bunts the ball on the first base side. Good bunt. Rasmussen hustles off the mound and makes a nice play to scoop it up and fire to first base. That was a very good athletic play by the Angels pitcher, and that will end the inning. But in the inning, they come up with a couple to regain the lead. A 2-run Arizona 8th. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. They lead the Angels 5-3 on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Vin Berry will lead off the Angels bottom of the 8th. Arizona is up 5-3, and the Diamondbacks have a new pitcher. A former first-round pick, Braden Shipley, will take over. And this is a guy who has a very good arm. Fastball, top out around 98, curveball. And he also has a very solid changeup. Here's his pitch, and it's chopped by Berry right near second. Stopped there by Westbrook, and he will throw him out. Just like that, one away. Alex Yarbrough will be the next batter. Shipley replaces Yohan Lopez, who worked 2 innings. He gave up 2 hits, a run, and it was earned. Also hit a batter, did Lopez, and that's about it as far as his line. First one on Yarbrough, ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. He's gone 0 for 5 so far this spring. Young Angels infielder. There's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Shipley was kind of an interesting player in college. He went to the University of Nevada, and he was originally a shortstop there. Here's one grounded on the right side. Another one gobbled up by Westbrook, and another out at first base. Pair of 4-3 groundouts.
Yeah, Shipley could hit a little bit. He also likes ground balls to second base, Terry. You notice?
Yeah.
4 threes.
Got that ball sinking here. A couple of ground ball outs.
He's among the top prospect in all of baseball.
So Gratterall, the Angels catcher, is set for his first at bat. And he will flare that one into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Gratterall is not known as a real good hitting catcher, but in the limited time we've seen him this spring, he's gone 2 for 4. Good catch and throw guy.
Hey, Terry, a lot of times it takes an opportunity. It takes a different mindset, philosophy, change of scenery for you to break that mold and change your book, Terry.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. C.J. Cron has gone all the way at first base, and his brother Kevin is playing first base right now for the Diamondbacks. First pitch on C.J. a ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes.
So we got Dad in the dugout. We got C.J. at the plate. We got Kevin at first. A nice triangle there with the Crones right now.
There's a pitch that evens up the count 1-1. Gratterall, who got that base hit 198 last year in the Yankees organization, but overall in the minors, pretty good batting average, 266.
Take that for a catcher, of course.
Yeah.
Decent on-base percentage.
There's a pitch that missed. 2-1 to count. Tying run at the plate. As Shipley works here for the D-backs, this appearance is his second one this spring. He's had 1 scoreless inning of work, although he did walk a couple in that inning. And there he throws a wild pitch that goes all the way back to the backstop. So that'll move Gratterall up to second. Base hit here could bring him in with 2 outs.
You mentioned Shipley, the hitter, back at the University of Nevada. Most of the at-bats, Terry, came his freshman year. After that, it was like, no, you know what? You need to spend more time on the mound.
He was a solid fielding shortstop. Good athlete, good competitor. And the Diamondbacks obviously high on him. There's one right back to the mound, and he makes the stop on it. So he shows he's a good fielder, and he will get the out on Cron to end the inning. Not a whole lot going on for the Angels here in the 8th. We're headed to the 9th. It's a 5-3 Arizona lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Here in the ninth inning, Angels will use their 8th pitcher of the day. A.J. Achter will take over for the Angels. He has made 3 appearances coming into today, all in relief. 3 innings, allowing 4 hits and 1 run. And the Angels have a new first baseman as C.J. Cron's day is done. Jeffrey Marte will take over at first base. Last half inning when the Angels were batting in the bottom of the 8th, that was brought to you by our good friends at Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana. Here's the first pitch in the 9th, and it's popped foul over on the first base side. Gratterall, the catcher, has a play and makes the grab not far from the Angels dugout. So Kevin Cron, who is batting for the first time, pops out, chased the first pitch. That's out number 1.
Gotta love that. Come in, throw strikes, and get an easy, quick out.
Want to remind you, Rotolo Chevrolet in Fontana is pursuing excellence every day. You can visit them. Just go to Rotolo.com. That's Rotolo, ROTOLO.com. Here's the pitch on Brett Hayes, and he takes that one for a strike. Brett Hayes, a veteran catcher, and it seems like in recent seasons he's been kind of in a role like he's in now, trying to win a spot on a major league club, and for the most part he's been bouncing around from one spring training to the next.
It's like a good, decent backup quarterback, Terry. They can find jobs. Good backup catchers.
There's a pitch that Hayes takes outside.
Number 1 thing is catch and throw. You do that, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah, he's always been known as a solid defender.
Can't ignore the fact that the D-backs do carry themselves a catcher that can really slug the baseball. And what a catcher with for them. Wellington Castillo. Great acquisition last summer.
Here's a little pop-up out towards short. Pennington is out there, former D-back. He puts that one away, and Hayes is retired. 2 are gone. Jack Reinheimer will be the next batter.
I don't think many people expected Wellington Castillo to do what he did. He came in slugging and comes in as the number 1 catcher. Former Cub, and shortly also with the Mariners.
Yep. There's a pitch low and away for ball, 1-0. So when the Angels bat in the bottom of the 9th, one more shot at it. Pennington, Gentry, and Navarro will be the batters scheduled, and there is action for the Diamondbacks. We might see their 5th pitcher used when we get to the bottom of the 9th. Shipley had a pretty quick inning, but maybe just looking to get 1 inning out of him today. Reinheimer just fouled one back. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. And the next pitch, that's low and outside. 5-3 Arizona. And the next delivery right in there for a called strike. Achter's next pitch, and it's a check swing. That one fouled off over by the Angels coaching staff. Seated just to the left of the Angels dugout. No protection for the whole crew over there.
That's one dangerous hot zone right there. Totally exposed.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch fooled him right there, and the inning is over. So a clean inning with a strikeout for Achter here in the top of the 9th. 3 outs are all the Angels have left in this one, trying to mount a comeback. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's a 5-3 Arizona lead on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks, Enrique Burgos, a hard-throwing right-hander from Panama, will deliver. And his first pitch, that one a little bit low on Cliff Pennington. Burgos' father used to pitch in the big leagues. He was a hard thrower, and so is this young man. Fastball, top out around 99. He also has a good slider. And there's a pitch in there for a strike. 30 games last year for the D-backs. He had 39 strikeouts in 27 innings, so better than an inning with a strikeout. But he also walked 15 in 27 innings, which is a high total, so command bit of an issue for him. 2-2 last year, 4.67 ERA. He also had a couple of saves for Arizona. Next pitch from Burgos. That's inside on Pennington. These two were teammates part of last season. Burgos has a chance to get a save for Arizona. They have a 5-3 lead in the bottom of the ninth. And the next pitch chopped on the right side. That's out of the reach of Westbrook, the second baseman. So leadoff hit for Chad Pennington. Pennington getting that single, just his third hit this spring, 3 for 15. Craig Gentry is the batter. He's been up once, getting hit by a pitch. And the first pitch, that one misses ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Right-hander against right-hander. Next delivery, that misses high. Today's game being brought to you by In-N-Out Burger. That's what a hamburger's all about. And the next pitch, that's right in there for a called strike. Enrique Burgos on the mound. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the next delivery. There's a bunt, but it's popped up near the mound, and Burgos will make the catch. That was not a good bunt at all. So an easy out. Angels have 2 more to play with here, trying to mount the comeback. Ray Navarro will be the batter, and let's pause for stations to identify themselves right here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Terry Smith, Jose Mota, our producer-engineer Darren Chan with you here from Tempe. Thursday afternoon baseball. Jose will visit with Angels manager Mike Scioscia right after the game. He's made his way downstairs. And the first pitch is a ball here on Navarro. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Ray Navarro has a single, his only time up. Tying run at the plate. And there's one in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Kubica waiting on deck. He did drive in a run a couple of innings ago at a sac fly, which at the time tied the game up at 3. Burgos with the next pitch. Takes something off that one. It's in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. Infield's at double play depth. The outfield is deep. And this is a big ballpark. We mentioned the gaps here at Tempe Diablo, about 400 feet. It's 420 to dead center. It's 360 down the right field side. The 1-2, and that's fouled off on the left side. It's backing out of play. Tomorrow, the Angels will be taking on the Dodgers. And that game at the Dodgers spring training base, Camelback Ranch. Nick Tropiano will get the baseball for the Angels. And as we are a little more than a week into the Cactus League, all of a sudden Tropiano's role appears to be increasing. He could end up in the starting rotation. There's one foul back behind the plate. C.J. Wilson is yet to pitch for the Angels. Tyler Skaggs is yet to pitch. Jared Weaver has certainly pitched to mixed results so far and had a MRI on his neck earlier today. Matt Shoemaker has struggled in his outing so far this spring. So there certainly are some options as far as the rotation is concerned going into the start of the regular season. There's one outside. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. We saw Andrew Heaney for the first time this spring, and he did a nice job this afternoon. Couple of scoreless innings. Faced only 8 batters. Gave up 2 hits. And had a strikeout. Here's the next delivery, and that one is fouled off again by Navarro. So the count remaining 2 balls and 2 strikes on him. After Heaney, we saw Houston Street. He pitched for the first time this spring. Gave up a couple hits, but no runs in his first outing. Salas, a scoreless inning. Bedrosian looked good today. Scoreless inning as he needed a good inning and did so today. Litke was touched for the 3-run homer by Bourgeois, which gave Arizona at the time a 3-2 lead. Ramirez, a scoreless inning. Rasmussen giving up a pair in his 1 inning, and Achter had a 1-2-3 inning for the Angels in the top of the 9th. Counts 2-2. Long battle going on here in the next pitch, and that's outside. So Navarro has made Burgos work hard, and he's worked a full count against him. Burgos this spring for Arizona. This is his 3rd appearance, and he had worked 2 innings, giving up 2 hits and a run. So big pitch here for him with the count full. He's set. There goes the runner, and it's popped in the air out near the mound. Let's see who's going to call for it. It'll be the 3rd baseman, and that is Rivero. Ends up making a basket catch on that one in front of the pitcher's mound. So a pop out to the 3rd baseman after all that. Navarro working Burgos, but Burgos gets the better of him for the 2nd out. And the Angels are down to their final out in the game. Kyle Kubica stepping up. Still at first base now. 2 outs is Pennington. The Diamondbacks actually have some more action in their bullpen right now. And there goes Pennington. The pitch is in there, and they will not even bother throwing to second base. 0-1 on Kubica. Well, whether they tried to get him or not, that should be a stolen base. This is just a 2-run ball game. Tying run at the plate. So base hit would figure to bring in Pennington. And here's the next one on Kubica. He swings at that one, fouls it off to our left upstairs and out of play. Fans, every moment matters. Join us this summer for Family Sundays, presented by Yakult Probiotic Drink in the Gate 5 courtyard for free games and fun. Kids in attendance will also be able to run the bases. Visit angels.com for tickets. So 2 strikes here on Kubica. The Angels down to their final strike. Hinshaw would be up next. Burgos delivers. Kubica takes that one way outside. Nowhere close. 1-2 the count. Burgos is ready. A look at second. Good lead for Pennington. Next pitch, and that is a called 3rd strike, and Kubica knew it. He took that pitch with 2 strikes, got him looking, and that's how the ball game will end. It ends on the strikeout, and the Angels drop it here today by the final score of 5-3. So just a couple days ago, the Angels played the D-backs on Tuesday, and the Angels won that game by the same exact score, 5-3. Arizona returns the favor here this afternoon at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Angels with the loss now are 3-6-1 in Cactus League play. The Diamondbacks, their record is the exact opposite on the plus side, 6-3-1. Angels and Dodgers tomorrow, and of course we'll have the action for you here on the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox Sports. Let's go down to Jose Mota. He's standing by with manager Mike Scioscia.
Thanks, Terry. Mike, first of all, any updates on Jared Weaver? It's out there that he went out to get his neck on an MRI situation. What's the latest?
Yeah, we'll take it day to day with Weave. He just doesn't feel as strong as he should, and some irritation in his neck. So we'll get that looked at, and then we'll take it one step at a time.
Getting to today and what you saw from Andrew Heaney, first time out, affected by the flu earlier, and what did you see in him?
Well, Andrew, I mean, he looked like good stuff. He just had a little problem getting his command of repeating some pitches, but his stuff looked good. He pitched, got through his work, and he'll try to extend him a little bit more next time.
Mike, in Houston Street, a veteran pitcher understands where he's at, what he needs to do to get ready. How fun is it for you to accommodate these veteran players that know exactly what their body needs and their stuff needs to get ready into the season?
Well, you can have your program, and you have to be flexible. Everybody is a different machine. Everybody has different needs. Houston's been around a long time, knows what he needs. He went down in the lower fields and threw a couple sim games until he felt like he was ready for this game, getting over the little calf issue, and he'll be fine. He'll be ready to go.
Some of the competition going on for bench spots or from the young players you didn't know, really, how do you get to the point where you know who's a good fit at this point and who might be a big fit later?
Well, you have to let it play out, Jose. These guys have to get getting the shape they need to be and get some at bats, get out there and play some defense so they can show their game. So some guys are showing very well, and some guys will get the opportunity to see if they can make our ball club.
And lastly, on the way the lineup is composed, with Nava showing you the ability to take some pitches and Calhoun in a productive position, could this stay?
Yeah, I think against right-handers, we definitely want to see how this is going to play out right now, and we'll adjust if we have to.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, Jose.
Terry Smith, you go and have yourself a great evening back in the East Valley.
Thank you very much, Jose. That was Jose Mota and Angels manager Mike Scioscia. Diamondbacks win it by the final of 5-3. For those of you who are watching on TV, Jose and Alex Curry will have a lot more post-game analysis. And on the radio side, we'll have some more for you from Tempe as well. In the final, Arizona over the Angels 5-3. This is the Angels Baseball Radio Network and Fox